for each and every skill the child needs to develop, there are a set of pre-skills that is required by the child. In the same way, to do a study skill, there are a number of pre-skills that are required, but we are only going to see three main things that is important in doing a study skill. The three things that we are going to see now is categorization, what does not belong, and sequencing. What does not belong is just another name for pick the odd one out. Categorization and what does not belong always go together, because when I say these three things belong to a particular group and one does not, then that means I am able to find a common feature in these three things which is not there in the fourth one. So, categorization and pick the odd one out or what does not belong always go hand in hand. Now, what is categorization? Categorization is the ability to group events, objects, things according to a common characteristics and then naming that characteristic accordingly. Say for example, if I say red, green and blue, the child should immediately come up with the answer colors. If I am going to say red, blue, green and potato, the child should be able to pick out potato and say the rest of them are colors, but potato is a vegetable. The next thing we are going to see is sequencing. Sequencing is a process of putting events, things, objects in a logical order. We need sequencing in order to complete any given task efficiently and effectively. You will have to teach categorization skills, what does not belong and sequencing right from the primary classes, because it would be easier for them to do a Venn diagram, a context map or a linear chart later in life without any difficulty. To summarize what was being done, let us see the steps that is involved in doing a study skill. Having seen many techniques in study skill, let us see a few steps that is involved in actually doing a study skill. This is like a summary. Okay? The first thing you have to do is read the passage or the answer. Make the student underline the difficult words or the unfamiliar words. In case the words are unfamiliar, use a flashcard or any other method which would help them familiarize the word. Take the answer, choose an appropriate study skills from the list that we have done. Verbalize the same, ask the student to learn. You verbalize the study skill with the student, visualize it and you will have to follow it up with writing. So, the slogan of study skill would be visualize, verbalize and always follow it up with writing. Till now, we saw various aspects of study skills and we have gone in depth about some of them. Now, let us keep some key points which we have to remember when doing a study skill. The first thing that you have to keep in mind is that study skills are revision tools. They are revision tools which would help the child retrieve a key point or a key word in an on-demand situation. You cannot draw a Venn diagram or a context map as an answer to a question in an examination. So, once the learning has been done using a study skill, please ask the child to write it in the form that he is expected to do in an exam. The second point you have to remember is study skills are not teaching tools. Teaching is always done using the four methods: visual, auditory, kinesthetic and tactile. Once the teaching is done, question and answer is given, the answer has to be represented in a suitable study skill. It has to be learnt with a child and the child should be able to verbalize and should finish off it with writing. The third thing is you will have to give adequate practice to the child in order to assimilate the information that is there in a study skill. And please remember that comfort level of each child will vary with the technique used. Not all children might be comfortable with web, not all children might be comfortable doing a linear chart. So, look into the comfort level of the child and choose a study skill appropriately. So, with this we come to the end of the session on study skills. I hope this session has been useful to you and you can take back the techniques to your classroom and help the students learn and retrieve the answers better and score better in their exams. Thank you.